Hey Bible lovers, I'm Tim Nichols, and I'm here to bring you your Nichols Worth, and today from Cambridge, we have the ESV-CE Cornerstone. Now this is the first Catholic Bible in my mind of its type because it is the highest quality Catholic Bible that I think exists. So let's take a look. First of all, it does come in a clamshell box. One of the problems with clamshell boxes is they do tend to break. I haven't done a lot with this one, and you can see that they're already kind of breaking, but it's a box, okay? So we're not going to give too much trouble for a box. But let's take a look at this cover. First of all, the grain on this thing is quite beautiful. I really think that pebbly grain on this cowhide is just really sharp. Now, what's really interesting is where they chose to place Holy Bible on the cover. Generally speaking, you'll see it a little bit further down, but they chose to go really high on this one. I don't particularly mind, just thought I'd point it out. Now when you go to the spine, and you will see that classic Cambridge spine that has the raised hubs just a little bit, not real tall, and then tooled out, and then Holy Bible, English Standard Version, Catholic edition, and then Cambridge on the bottom. Really nice work there. Also the ribbons, not bad. Not bad ribbons for a Bible of this price range. Really, really sharp. I like the gold, and it's double-sided. Then we move to the liner. Now this is like a really floppy. I was actually hoping this would have an animal skin liner. It doesn't. It is a vinyl liner, but it is good and stout, good and sturdy. The corners are kind of mashed down, so you're not really going to admire the corner work here. It definitely doesn't look bad. This is a pretty good quality Bible. It does have cowhide leather right here to let you know the type of leather that this is. And then once we get into the text block, you're going to recognize something somewhat familiar. You're going to recognize this from the SPCK. This is the exact same layout. This layout is not new, nor is it exclusive to Cambridge. You can actually get this from SPCK as well. So now let's take a look at the Milo font. There's some interesting stuff here. Let's go to the beginning because I want you to actually, let's go even more to the beginning. With this modernized textual style, the really narrow letters that kind of introduce the Old Testament, introduce the book of the Bible, and introduce each chapter. Now, the verses are kind of dark, so they're somewhat easy to spot, but they could be just a touch bigger. They are a little bit small, so it can be difficult to spot the verses, but you can see that this has corner notes and references. This is a 9.5 Milo font. Looks really nice. Now the paper, it does have a little bit more ghosting than I would expect from a 33 GSM paper, but this is Lego printed, so you know it's going to be very nice. So I do like the layout. It took some getting used to these modernized numbers, but once I kind of let my eyeballs kind of adjust to the fact that I was seeing something so different, I actually kind of like it. It's different, and I think it's a good kind of different. So as we move into the text, I love the spacing. I love the leading space. I really like just a little bit of margin space, how it sits well outside the gutter. That is a huge advantage of not edge lining. Also a huge advantage of not edge lining is you're not going to have any trouble getting this bad boy to lay completely flat all the way to the beginning of Genesis. So well done there. Once we get to some poetic settings in the middle, you can see it is center justified, verse by verse, just like you would see in any layout with poetic settings. And again, the ghosting is a bit more than I would expect from a paper of this GSM. It doesn't seem to be super opaque like some of the other papers. Now when you raise it up, you can see the ghosting kind of disappear, so some of it is kind of catching that page behind, but it is line matched, so that's nice. Line matching kind of masks that ghosting to where when you're reading, at least the words behind it aren't ghosting onto the words in front. They're matched. And then, of course, this one has the extras that you're used to in the Catholic Bible. It's going to have your Apocrypha. It's going to have, like, Sirach. It's going to have 1st and 2nd Maccabees. And then once you get into the New Testament, of course, with Jeremiah, you're also going to have Baruch. There's going to be several extras. You're going to have a longer ending to Daniel. You're going to have a longer version of Esther. So that's really nice to have all of those extras for us Protestants. Now for Catholics, these are all going to be considered canon. Now when you get into the New Testament, you're going to have your paragraph layout as expected, and the words of Jesus are going to be in black. I do like the fact this print is nice and dark. Now, something very interesting, when you get to the back of this Bible, you do not have the Cambridge maps. I was quite surprised by that. So once you get to the end of the Bible, you have your table of weights and measures, and then you have these maps that are not Cambridge maps. I'm not real sure why. Maybe it's because of the SPC layout and they borrowed that from them. I'm not real sure about that, but I do like the maps, and it seems to be on the same Bible paper, and there's no ghosting hardly at all. You can see a little bit of the words bleeding through right there, but not bad. So I really like this. And I'll say this. Catholics, if you are wanting a premium Bible, then one thing you have to do is you have to purchase Bibles. So you need to pick one of these up. They're excellent. They are really well made. It's a Smithsonian binding. Check out the really nice head and tail band, really nice gilding on the edge of the pages. These pages are a little fluffy, so there's like some air between them, but as I use it more and more, I did notice that it's starting to kind of break in a little more. They were also kind of sticking together. But this is a phenomenal volume of the ESV Catholic edition from Cambridge. I really recommend it. God bless you. Keep calm. Jesus on. This is your Nicholsworth.